At dito guys, no, bagong video natin to i-upload. So reaction about sa impeachment kay Vice President Inday Sara Duterte. So ayan guys, so panoorin nyo hanggang dulo, no, kung ano talaga yung pinag-uusapan nila about sa impeachment ni Vice Presidente Sara. Papayag ba kayo na ma-impeach si Vice President Sara? So dito po in-interview po si Senator Escudero. So nagsalita siya dito. So panoorin nyo hanggang dulo guys. So ito yung papanoorin natin ngayon. Sana panoorin nyo hanggang dulo para malaman nyo kung ano talaga yung issue. Tara.
Para mas mapabilis, mas maging efficient yung trial, ika nga. But I will state one thing for the record and as a matter of policy. Hindi namin ito mamadaliin. Pero hindi rin naman namin ito labis na iaantala. Hindi kami magpapapressure kanino man na bilisan ito o i-delay ito. Gagawin namin yung trabaho namin ayon sa saligang batas bilang pagsunod sa tinatalaga nito at rules mismo ng Senado. Bagaman wala pong updated rules ang Senado, meron pa ring rules na nananaig ngayon. Yan yung existing rules pa namin. Nakabilang nga dyan yung binanggit ko that the Senate President shall take proper order of the subject of impeachment and matapos nun shall notify the House of the date when the prosecutors are set to appear. Pero bago lahat mangyari yung tinatawag yung trial, kailangan muna mag-acquire ng jurisdiction ng Senado. Sa ngayon na tinanggap na ng Senado yan, hindi na may kakailang nasa Senado na yan at impeached na si Vice President Sara Duterte. At bagaman hindi pa na-convene yung impeachment court, matter of course na lamang yon, ministerial ang pag-take ng jurisdiction ng Senado sa impeachment complaint na ito. Hindi na rin may kakaila yun. Pero kailangan pa matapos mangyari yon, i-amend yung rules, i-update yung rules, i-convene yung court, or base sa rules, pag nagsabi ang rules na kahit na hindi pa kino-convene ang impeachment court dahil nga patapos na ang termino ng 19th Congress, baka pwedeng bigyan ng kapangyarihan yung mga maiiwan na magsagawa na ng mga prosesong pwedeng isagawa bago ang trial. Kabilang na halimbawa, ang pagpapasagot sa nasasakdal, ang pagbibigay ng pagkakataon sa prosecutor na sagutin yung sagot o reply dun sa answer, ang pagsusumite ng judicial affidavits ng mga testigo na magkabilang panig, ang pag-conduct ng pre-trial, pagkakasundo nila, o ito, concede na namin, tama na yan. Ito, hindi kami papayag dito. Pagdebatihan natin yan, presentahan natin ebidensya dyan. O pag-submit ng pre-trial brief. Dahil alalahanin ninyo, bagaman hindi tumutuloy-tuloy ang Senado, ang Senate President, sang-ayon sa rules ng Senado, ay uupo pa rin bilang Senate President hanggang nahalal na ang kanyang kapalit. Dahil ang termino ko ay matatapos pa sa 2028. Kumpara dun sa mga nagdaang Senate President na nagkataong natapos yung kanilang termino ng June 30. Mananatili akong Senate President sa panahon ng break kung saan itong mga bagay na ito ay pwedeng magawa para hindi mag-aksaya ng panahon ika nga ang Senado at ng forthwith trial may proceed already.
Sir, ang status po ngayon is tinitingnan pa po ni Senate Secretary and kayo po mismo titingnan nyo pa yung impeachment articles of impeachment. Si Senate Secretary lang.
Kasi ang titingnan lang naman niya sufficiency in form and substance in terms of the signatures nga. Nag-comply ba yung verification, yung under oath na form? Napirmahan nga ba ito ng 1/3, which is 102. Pero ayon sa ulat sa balita, 70% ang pumirma. So, sobra doble o doble ang pumirma. Sobra doble ang kinakailangan bilang ng pumirma. So, yun lamang naman ang gagawin niya. Matapos nun, ilalagay nila dapat yan sa agenda eh. Pero hindi tayo nga umabot doon. Dahil nga, kapos, gahol sa oras, at bakit ba kasi last minute at last hour na?
Pero sir, bibigyan ng copy yung mga senators para mabasa na nila?
Yes, in fact, we will make it public. I don't see any reason why it should not be made public. It is not a secret document. It is a public document and I believe it should be made public.
Sir, sorry, last na po. When is the earliest po sa tingin nyo na mapag-uusapan ninyong mga senador yung rules?
June 2.
Okay.
No, formally, in plenary.
In plenary. Pero sir, yung pagdadraft ninyo?
Hindi kami na yun. Secretariat principally ang gagawa nun.
Hindi na mga
Hindi na siguro. Magkukonsultahan na lang kami either virtually about this and simply consult them on the rules.
Okay, before Mean,
So,
RG,
to finish, siguro magda-draft ang secretariat. Papadala na lamang sa mga senador for comment or inputs. Para at least pag-resume namin sa June 2, medyo joined na yung issues. Ika nga, kung ano na lamang yung pagbobotohan kung meron man.
okay, before Mean, RG, Mav, and Cecil, may patanong lang dito, sir. Just to put on record, if BP Sara is found guilty by the impeachment court, does that mean she could no longer seek for any government position? Perpetually disqualified na po ba siya?
Yes, the penalty for a person convicted in an impeachment trial is removal from office and absolute perpetual disqualification to hold public office, elected or appointed.
Okay, Mean, and then RG.
Good morning,
Mav.
sir. Sir, ako ba, ate?
Ay, oo nga pala. Isa na una pala siya. Sorry, dalawang
Sir,
Mean.
sir, sabi mo kanina, kailangan amend yung rule, magkakaroon kayo ng pre-trial, mahabang proseso. Yung kay Justice Corona dati, umabot ng 2 months bago nagsimula. So ano yung chance ngayon ng impeachment dito sa Senate? Wala na.
Anong ibig sabihin sa kasalukuyang Senado?
Yes, sir. Kasi 1 month na yung natitira sa 19 Congress.
Kung ang sinasabi mo ay trial, magkakaroon ba ng trial sa 19th Congress? Depende sa rules na i-approve namin. Kasi gaya ng sabi ko, isa sa mga posibilidad, yung innovation ng Korte Suprema of late, meaning pagkatapos ng rules namin noon, na pwedeng mag-receive ng ebidensya ang commissioners, na pwedeng buuin nung may iwang 12 senador, na maaaring magsimula ng bago mag-June 30. So 19th Congress pa rin yun. Kung yan ang magiging pasya ng Senado ng 19th Congress kaugnay ng rules. So may posibilidad. Trial pa rin yun Bagaman presentasyon ng ebidensya sa commissioner ang technical na salita, trial pa rin yun.
So meaning pa din lumipat ng 20th Congress? Kasi naiwan yung 12.
Lalampas ng 20th Congress o aabot ng 20th? Aabot ng 20th Congress, oo.
Okay, Mean, okay.
Halos tiyak na yon. Aabot ng 20th Congress at ang magpapasya na rito ay ang 20th Congress at hindi ang 19th Congress.
Sir,
Iba yung composition kasi yung 12 mapapalitan.
Malalaman pa lamang natin yan matapos ang halalan.
Sir, may patanong uli. Si ERAP na pardon, pwede bang ma-pardon din si Sara at eventually run again?
Yes, Erap was not impeached. Erap was convicted and then was pardoned. Yes.
Yun, dun
Not
yung
by the
pardon.
impeachment court.
Okay.
Dahil hindi naman natapos yung impeachment ni dating Pangulong Estrada dahil sa EDSA 2.
Okay, Mean.
Sir, to be clear lang.
Ay, hindi pa ba clear?
Hindi pa clear. Hindi. Sir, kasi yung natanong na kayo na pero para lang mas malinaw. Yung kay Senator Coco na sinasabi niyang special circumstance na pwede pa rin magkasundo kayo 100%, mag-convene kayo ng impeachment court during the break. Hindi na yun mangyayari.
Only when, as I said, the impeachment court was convened. When we, the legislature, the Senate as a legislature, took note or took cognizance of the case, were all sworn into office and convened the impeachment court. Hindi naman nangyari lahat yun During session. Hindi kami pwede paano namin i-refer yung impeachment sa Rules Committee para i-report out ng plenary para may basihan na magsumpa kami bilang impeachment court at i-convene yung impeachment court. Paano namin gagawin lahat yun ng walang session?
So parang dapat sana kahit paano na-report out man lang kagabi sa session. Tapos after nun, kahit hindi kayo nakabuo ng impeachment court, pwede during the break bumuo?
Hindi pa rin. Kailangan kasi yung pagsumpa namin at pag-convene ng impeachment court is in session. Ulitin ko ba't ba nyo kami minamadaling gumalaw ng ilang oras?
Process lang.
Sila mahigit 2 buwan, inupuan, pinag-isipan at pinag-aralan yan. Siguro naman entitled kami ng ilang araw man lang.
Thank you, sir. That's all for me.
Okay, RG, then si Mav, and then
Excuse me, sorry.
Cecil.
Sir, of course, there are those na may mga nagre-react na doon sa sinabi nyo kanina that it cannot be done during the break and that sa June 2 na ang earliest action. What is your message to them?
Magbibingi-bingi ang School of Acting ako dun sa mga pabor sa impeachment complaint at laban kay Vice President Duterte. Magbibingi-bingihan din ako dun sa tutol sa impeachment at ayaw kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Hindi namin trabahong pakinggan sila. Trabaho namin gampanan yung aming tungkulin. Sa abot na aming makakaya, base sa itinatalaga ng batas at hindi base sa gusto ng magkabilang panig na klaro ay partisano, pabor man o kontra sa impeachment, pabor man o kontra kay Vice President Sara Duterte. Wala kaming pakialam sa mga yan.
Sir, just to be clear, until the Senate renders a decision on the merits of the case, she remains Vice President.
Definitely yes. That is what the law states.
Pero sir, right now,
Unless, just for the sake of argument, because this was in part of our history, March 23, and I hope I will not be misquoted for this, March 23, final ang impeachment complaint laban kay Mercy Gutierrez. March 26, kinonvene ng Senate ang impeachment court, tapos nag-adjourn agad. In-announce na May 9 ang impeachment case i-hear. April 29, nag-resign si Ombudsman Gutierrez. So that is the only instance na hindi matutuloy yung impeachment. Dahil ang parusa lamang sa impeachment ay pagkakatanggal sa pwesto and perpetual disqualification. May posibilidad sana na tinuloy ng Senado yon. Dahil yung resignation ay pagkakatanggal lamang sa pwesto. Pwede pa sana nilang ituloy yun para dun sa absolute perpetual disqualification. Pero minabuti ng Senado noong panahon yun na wag nang ituloy at i-dismiss na yung kaso.
pero sir, right now, walang nang-pressure o kumakausap sa iyo from both sides para yung isa, bilisan, aksyonan, o yung iba naman para upuan itong
Well,
impeachment.
maraming bumabanat sa media magkabilang panig na gustong madalin o gustong
Wag-aksyonan.
i-dismiss ito. Pero walang epekto naman. At tulad ng sabi ko, hindi ko papakinggan yung mga boses na yan. Ang papakinggan at susundin lamang namin ay yung tinatalaga ng batas, ng aming rules, at kung ano ang tingin naming tama, parehas, patas, at magbibigay ng mas mataas na kredibilidad sa proseso ng impeachment. Ano man ang kalabasan o maging resulta nito.
Among your colleagues, sir, wala din ganong pressure, magkakaibang sentiments.
Hindi kami nagkausap. Siguro itong mga susunod na araw pa lang kami magkakausap-usap pag nakita-kita sa kampanya. Pero ulitin ko, walang nangyaring meeting, pagpupulong o caucus na napag-usapan ito para yung mga sentimentong binabanggit nyo ay masabi o mailahad na aking mga kasamahan dito sa Senado.
Okay, ma'am. Cecil and then Robert.
Sir, pwede pa explain lang po na magkaiba yung session days sa trial days. Iba yung legislative calendar.
Iba. Nung nagdaan, ang ginawa nila ay, kung naalala ko, tama, hapon ba? Yung sa Corona?
Opo. Sa umaga yung regular
Hapon,
session.
tapos sa umaga yung regular session. Pwede rin naman naming gawin uli yun. Or baliktad, umaga yung hearing, may takdang panahon, at yung session ng wala. Para mas mahaba yung talagang trabaho namin ng legislasyon. Kesa may cap yung trabaho namin sa legislasyon, we can switch it up. Pwede naman namin pagbaliktarin yun. Yes, ma'am.
Sir, kapag po nag-convene ng impeachment court, you have the power to compel VP Sara to appear here. She cannot say no.
Kapag ka kinakailangan, oo. Pero kapag hindi kinakailangan, the accused, the subject of impeachment, the respondent, the defendant in an impeachment case, can waive his or her appearance. Kinakailangan lamang naman, ayon sa rules of court, na mag-appear ang isang defendant o akusado, una kapag ka-arraignment, para sabihin niya, inaako ba niya o sinasabing hindi niya inaako yung mga paratang laban sa kanya, o pangalawa, pag kailangan siyang i-identify ng isang testigo. Maliban sa dalawang pagkakataong yon, merong ika nga waiver of appearance na tinatawag sa ilalim ng rules of court that has supplementary application sa impeachment court.
Di ba si Chief Justice Corona inaresto during the trial because he tried to walk out?
No, hindi siya inaresto. Pinigilan siyang lumabas. Nandito na ako nun. Pinigilan siyang lumabas dahil sa kalagitnaan ng kanyang testimonya, tumayo siya, bumaba, at sinubukang lisanin yung korte. Isa pa pala yun, kailangan namin gumawa uli ng ganun. Sira na yun.
So may limit ba yung ipipresent?
Naalala mo yun, RG, yung sira na yun.
Oo, yung
Maghahanap pa.
13 years.
Kaya nga, wala na. Kinain na ng ana yun.
Pero sir, may limit ba yung pwedeng i-present na witness ng prosecution and defense panel o wala?
Wala, pero yan ay pagkakasunduan sa pre-trial. Naulitin ko, pwedeng magawa bago magsimula ang 20th Congress para nga hindi kami pabanjing-banjing at nag-aaksaya lamang ng panahon. Ulitin ko, hindi namin ito mamadaliin. Pero hindi rin namin labis na ipagpapaliban ito ng walang dahilan o rason.
Okay, Cecil.
Sir, balikan ko lang yung isig. What if malaman ng secretary pag-check na may mga isig? Ano yung magiging?
Basta't 1/3 pa rin.
Basta ma-meet yung 110.
Basta't may 102 pa rin. Hindi na mahalaga sa amin kung 103 pa yan o 105 o 107 o kung sino yon. Ang mahalaga, mambabata sila at may 102 signatures.
Sir, may effect ba ito sa economy? Itong mga political issue na ito?
Anumang ingay ng politika, palaging may posibleng epekto sa ekonomiya. Pero ang pangontra dyan ay kapanipaniwala at stable na proseso at procedure. Tulad ng sinusubukan kong gawin ngayon at i-establish ngayon. Para yung expectations ay tempered, walang tanong na hindi nasagot, walang alinlangan kung ano ang mga mangyayari sa susunod na araw, linggo at buwan, sa kabila ng anumang ingay na nagmumula sa pabor o kontra sa impeachment, sa pabor o kontra kay VP Sara. Ito, ang mga binabanggit ko sa inyo ngayong umaga, ito ang magiging proseso ng impeachment sa mga susunod na linggo at buwan.
And lalo magkakaroon ng confidence yung mga investors na okay naman yung situation sa
Oo, dahil ang impeachment ay isang prosesong nakasaad naman sa saligang batas. This is not an extra constitutional process. In fact, this is a purely constitutional and legal process provided for in our Constitution on how to make certain high officials of the country accountable for their actions and or inactions, specifically as alleged for alleged culpable violation of the Constitution, bribery, treason, graft and corruption, other high crimes, and betrayal of the public trust.
Okay.
Sir, may umuguin daw paggabi na po kasi hindi yata nadinig niyo po yun? Leadership sa...
Hindi. Piso isa naman na yan. Again, I will reiterate what I said earlier. It is a rumor until it happens.
Pang-counter daw yun ng mga Duterte, sir, dun sa impeachment.
Again, it is a rumor until it happens. Bakit? Pag nagpalit, ano mangyayari?
Baka kung ano nila,
Anong iba nga mangyayari daw?
Kaya.
Sabi nung chismis.
na hindi matuloy. Anyway, Robert, and then Mean, Amor, and Raymond.
Sir, balikan ko lang po yung discussion nyo kanina regarding dun sa special session. Sabi nyo po pwede ang special session provided na ipinatawag ng Pangulo dun sa mga mahalagang panukalang batas. Granted po na may special session, halimbawa magkakasama na rin kayo. Yung possibility na matakel pa rin ito bilang sidelines halimbawa or kaya i-convene yung impeachment court po, pwede po ba yun?
Posible. Posible, but that is a subject matter to be decided upon by the plenary. Kasi ang kapangyarihan ng Senate President ay i-agenda lamang ito. Yung ginagawa naming mga referral sa floor na walang nag-object, sa anumang oras pwede mag-object kahit sino at pwedeng pagbotohan yon bago ma-refer. Lahat ng ginagawa namin sa plenaryo are done through a proper motion. At kung mapapansin niyo, parang gas-gas na lang sa tenga siguro, masyado na kayo at tayong lahat sanay. Palagi nagtatanong ang presiding officer, is there any objection? There being no objection, motion is approved. So, pag may nag-object, pagbobotohan. Pero lahat ng naganap o nagaganap sa plenaryo, pinahintulutan ng mga miyembro.
Last na lang po. Sir, ano po ang mangyayari halimbawa po yung uupong hukom na senador, may kamag-anak po na kongresista na pumirma doon sa impeachment halimbawa ng Vice President. Ano pong mangyayari sa kanila?
Ang pag-inhibit ng huwes sa rules of court man o sa rules on impeachment ay voluntary sa parte niya. Walang proseso para pwersahang ipa-inhibit sa pamamagitan ng botohan ang sino mang hukom sa anumang paglilitis. So, kung meron mang ganyang pagkakataon, desisyon niya. Pero babalik rin ko. O de ko may posisyon pala yung pumirma, may posisyon din ba yung hindi pumirma na kailangan din mag-inhibit yung kamag-anak nun? Hindi naman siguro, di ba? Bakit nyo sasabihin kailangan lang mag-inhibit yung pumirma? Bakit hindi nyo sasabihin dapat mag-inhibit yan yung hindi pumirma? It cuts both ways. But for me, it's a purely voluntary act, whether an impeachment judge will inhibit himself or herself.
Sir, follow-up doon. Pwede daw bang ma-disqualify ang sinumang senador na nag-express ng opposition sa impeachment?
Ma-disqualify saan?
Sa pag-act as impeachment judge. Kasi may nagsabing, oo.
Sabi na kasi na para sa kanya acquit.
Hindi, parang tututulan ko hanggang dulo yung impeachment.
19th Congress ba yan o 20th Congress? Kasi ang magpapasya, 20th na eh. So, ang tinatanong ko sa inyo, yung senador bang nagsasabi niya na i-acquit ay 19th Congress pa siya, 20th Congress?
Kung manalo, sir.
O de, hindi pa natin alam. So, 19th nga ba o 20th? Kaya yung tanong ko, di ba?
Pero sir, kung sakali, na hanggang 20th.
Again, I will admonish and keep on reminding the senators who will surely be part of the impeachment court, either in the 19th or 20th Congress, dahil impeachment court pa rin naman ang magpapasya ng ilang preliminary na mga bagay. To kindly, please, refrain from talking one way or the other for or against the impeachment or the impeachable officer in relation to this case. Pwede naman nilang purihin si Vice President Sara hanggang langit kung gusto nila nang walang kinalaman at hindi pumapatungkol sa impeachment. Wala namang problema yun. Pero this is a mere reminder and admonition. Wala naman akong kapangyarihang pigilan o busalan ng kahit na sinong miyembro na nais magsalita kaugnay nito.
Mayan, Amor, and then RG. Ay, Raymond pa pala, sorry.
Actually, mainit dito. Mainit siya. Hindi niya ka-jacket-jacket. Kaya lang malulunod ako sa...
Hi, sir. Good morning. Sir, ito kasi walang jurisprudence, walang president na yung tumanggap na composition ng Senado sa impeachment complaint ay itatransfer doon sa incoming Congress. So ano yung parang legal or constitutional basis natin na pwede nga na ma-push through doon sa incoming new composition of Congress?
Tama ka na unang beses lamang mangyayari ito sa Pilipinas. Sa Amerika, hindi. Pero sinabi ko rin na may pagkakaiba. May pagkakataon sa Amerika na tumawid na yung impeachment sa panibagong kongreso. Pero ang pagkakaiba nga, 2/3 kasi ng senador doon ay naiiwan pa. Dito, 1/2. Pero, tatawid ang pagiging Senate President kung hindi pa tapos ang kanyang termino tulad ko hanggang 20th Congress. So, gaya ng sabi ko kanina, may basehan tulad ng ibang collegial courts. Ulitin ko, yung mga nakabinbin bang kaso sa Korte Suprema, pag may nag-retire na justice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, dismissed yun at kailangan mo mag-file uli. Yung mga nakabinbing kaso ba sa Sandigan Bayan, sa COMELEC, sa Civil Service, sa Court of Appeals, dismissed ba yun pag may nag-retire na isang maestrado? Ang sagot din ay hindi. At yun siguro ang pinakamalapit na analogy, comparison na pwede natin gamitin sa impeachment court, na collegial court din. Minsan nga, bibigyan pa kita ng mas malalang sitwasyon. Yung ordinaryong korte natin, na isa lang ang judge, nag-retire yung judge. Ibig sabihin ba nun, lahat ng pending na kaso sa korte niya, dismissed? At kailangan i-file uli dahil nagpalit ng judge? Court of record ang ating mga korte tulad ng impeachment court. Siguro ang basihan ay hindi na tumutuloy-tuloy yung Senado. or semi-continuing body ang Senado. Ang basihan ay court of record ang impeachment court. At dapat lamang na magpatuloy yon hanggang matapos yung kaso. At hindi dito dapat kinikilala yung pagpapalit noong nakaupong mahistrado, tulad nga ng sa ordinaryong kaso. Kung yun nga, criminal case, ang kapalit at ang parusa, pagkamatay, o kung may death penalty, o habang buhay ng pagkakakulong. Tuloy-tuloy. Ano pa kaya ito na administratibo lamang? Ibig sabihin, wala itong kulong, wala itong parusang kamatayan. Pagkakatanggal lamang sa pwesto at pagbabawal na humawak na anumang pwesto sa gobyerno.
Okay, Mian, Amor, and then RG.
Sir, sabi niyo ipapatawag lang si VP Sara pag kinakailangan. Pero what if gusto niyang magsalita, sir?
Walang karapatan po niya yun. That is part of the rights of an accused under the Bill of Rights to confront his or to confront the witnesses against her. Karapatan po niyan, mag-attend araw-araw, kada hearing, magsalita bilang abogado. Dahil pwede siyang tumayong abogado para sa sarili niya, o tumayo pa nga bilang testigo. Umupo bilang testigo. Pwede po yan. Nasa sa kanya. Pero hindi siya pwedeng piliting tumestigo sa kaso because it will violate, on the other hand, the right against self-incrimination. Kumbaga, hindi siya pwedeng patawag ng prosecution at pwersahang paupuin doon para tanungin kung ayaw niya. That cannot be done.
Sir, yung nangyari kay CJ Corona noon, pwede rin po ba o gagawin nyo ng rules to na magsi-statement lang ayaw niya ng Q&A?
Hindi pwede. Dahil sangayon sa rules of court that is suppletorily applicable to impeachment the impeachment trial, may karapatan mag-cross-examine ang kabilang panig sa sino man testigo ipepresenta ng kabilang panig. So pag nagpresenta ng testigo ang prosecution, may karapatan i-cross-examine yan ng depensa.
I mean, sir, si VP Sara, kung just in case
No,
parang
kung sino man nga, karapatan yan ng kabila. At kapag hindi na subject sa cross-examination, hindi admissible yung testimonya ng testigo.
Sir, may...
Sir, pag just in case naman daw ipatawag nyo, kailangan siya, pero hindi siya dumating, meron bang kaparusahan pag ganun?
The impeachment court, very much like the Senate, more so in fact because it is an impeachment court, has the power and authority to issue subpoena. May kapangyarihan nga kami mag-issue ng subpoena.
Sir,
At sangayon sa rules, yan ay pwedeng i-issue lamang either sa pamamagitan ng botohan o kung babaguhin yung rules, sa pamamagitan lamang ng kautusan ng presiding officer.
Sir, may certain period ba para tapusin yung impeachment trial o pwede itong parang matagalan?
Wala, pero sino ba naman na may gustong umabot ito till kingdom come? Wala naman siguro may gusto nun. One way or the other, kailangan ito pagpasahan at desisyonan. Ulitin ko, nang hindi minamadali, pero hindi rin naman pinagpapaliban ng labis.
Okay, Amor and then RG.
SP, kung matuloy po yung impeachment trial nga this 19th Congress, ang sabi niyo po possible na umaga, plenary session, and then hapon, yun pong impeachment trial. So sir, paano yung time dun sa mga pending bills and offhand? May mga nakikita po ba kayong mga bills na pwedeng maapektuhan ng lack of time dahil matatapos na nga po yung 19th Congress?
Maliit na lamang ang epekto kung meron man. Dahil pagbalik namin sa June 2, 6 na session days na lamang ang meron namin. So, 6 na session days na lamang apektado nung AM-PM schedule na binabanggit mo. At kung mako-convene nga yung impeachment court sa panahong yon, magre-recess na rin kami makalipas ang 6 na session days. So, yung balance ng mga araw na yun hanggang June 30 ay puro trial na lamang yun. Dahil hindi na kami pwede magsesyon.
Meron ba kayo, sir, bills na nakikita dapat ihabol pa?
To name a few that comes to mind. Number 1, yung Konektadong Pinoy. Number 2, na BICAM na-approve na on third reading by both houses. Yung e-gov bill na hindi umabot yung ratification ng Bicameral Conference Committee report dahil may ilang pang concerns ang executive branch. Kasi nga, ayoko nang may nabibito Ayoko may binabalik sa BICAM So, hanggat maaari nakikipag-coordinate kami closely sa executive kaugnay sa mga panukalang batas na pinapasa namin. Pangatlo ay yung right-sizing bill. Tatalakayin din namin yan. Pang-apat ay yung Virology Act na ibabayagam during the recess. Ito ay pagpapalakas ng ating Virology Department para sa ngayon ay kung magka-pandemya muli, mas kaya na nating i-handle ito. Again, to name a few. Those would be at the top of my mind.
Yung wage hike.
Yung?
Wage hike.
Hindi, yung mga binanggit ko, lahat nasa LEDAC. Yung wage hike, hindi ko alam kung magiging prioridad yan ng Kamara o hindi. Pero kung maalala nyo, ulitin ko, nagpasa kami ng wage hike, mahigit isang taon na lumilipas, 100 pesos. Pinasaya ng Kamara recently lang. Pero ang ginawa ko ay inappointan ko ng bicameral conferees lahat ng mga bill na pending. Para sa gayon ay kung sakasakali, mapag-usapan yan. Maliban na lang kung sinabi ng Kamara na hindi sila interesado dyan.
Okay, RG. Ay, okay ka na, Emma?
Thank you, ma'am.
Sir, kasi kanina sabi niyo you will review the signature. So,
No, the secretary
the secretariat will review
Wag
the
naman na
signature.
ako yun.
The secretary.
Ayoko.
Oo nga, 200 yun. But sir,
May app pa. We will be using several apps to be able to detect and check. Minsan by the naked eye kita na kung e-sig o wet signature.
okay sir, after kung halimbawa mangyari nga talaga that the earliest action of the Senate will be after or by June.
June 2.
June 2. Maraming pwede mangyari within that time. The complexion of Congress might change because of the elections. Since napag-usapan na naman natin yung hypothetical kanina,
So, hypothetical tayo ulit.
is it also possible na the next Congress, the House, can withdraw the complaint?
Yes. Tulad lamang na anumang complaint na inihain sa korte, pwedeng bawian. Halimbawa, criminal case man o civil case. Gitna ito o administrative case. Pwedeng i-withdraw na nagrereklamo ang kaso sa anumang panahon. Sa kaso ng Kongreso, it has to be withdrawn by more than 2/3 para hindi umabot dun sa 1/3 requirement. Ngayon, kung tatanungin mo, paano yan? Nagkaroon na ng jurisdiction yung Senado Pwede ba bang bawiin yun pagdating ng panahong yun ng panibagong Kongreso? Isang bagay yan na pagpapasyahan ng impeachment court pagdating ng panahon by a majority vote if they disagree with the ruling of the presiding officer. But your question was, I take it, pwede bang gawin yan ng Kongreso? Yes, they can do that. Pero kung may epekto ba yun na actual na i-withdraw, pagdedesisyonan ng impeachment court yan at ayokong pangunahan.
So possible, sir, na kahit i-withdraw, kung mag-decide yung Senate na ituloy,
Once pending na sa korte, lahat ng gagawin ay desisyonan ng korte at hindi pwedeng pagpasya ng isang panig lamang.
Okay, before Mab, sir, may nagpapatanong, although na-explain nyo na ito before, paano daw kung ma-impeach or ma-convict dito sa Senate si BP Sara, paano daw yung pag-appoint ng papalit sa kanya?
Sang-ayon pa rin sa saligang batas tulad ng nangyari matapos ang EDSA 2 nung pumalit si dating Vice President Arroyo kay Pangulong Estrada. So yung Vice President naging presidente, naging bakante yung Vice Presidency. Nag-appoint si Pangulong Arroyo mula sa Kongreso, Kamara at Senado. Ang requirement ng edad, ang lahat ng requirement para maging senador at kongresista at vice-presidente-presidente ay pareho. Maliban sa edad. Ang kongresista 25, ang senador 35. Ang requirement para sa vice president and president 40. So pwedeng pumili si Pangulong Marcos ng kongresista o senador na ang edad ay 40 years old and above. Matapos niyang pumili bilang kanyang nominado, pagbobotohan yan by a majority vote ng magkabilang kamara, House at Senate. Voting separately. Simple majority, voting separately.
You are highly qualified.
I don't think there's a senator below 40.
So, sir, qualified ka nga?
No, hindi ako. But lahat ng senador ay qualified at yung mga mambabatas na 40 and above ay qualified. Yun yung pool ng qualified na mga taong pwedeng i-nominate.
Kung i-nominate ka, sir, open ka na maging vice-president?
Ayokong pag-usapan yan because it's unfair. We will be sitting as an impeachment court. Pero sa totoo lang, mamaya sabihin ko sa iyo kung bakit kung bakit ko ayaw.
Yung pagbobotohan ng House and Senate, what if hindi ba ako majority?
Alin? Kung ayaw, that deemed rejected, pili sa nung bago.
Ano ba?
Kailangan i-confirm Pag hindi kinonfirm ng Kongreso voting separately by a simple majority, hindi siya, pili uli ng bago. Pero kinonfirm. hindi ni-reject.
Oo, in-appoint siya and then...
A simple majority confirmed the nominee of then President Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo.
Okay, Mark.
Okay, hi, SP. I understand you clarify na kanina na maaaring 20th Congress na po yung the eventual ending. No? But working under the scenario na under the 19th Congress, we have 23 senators. So 2/3 of 24 seats po ba yung vote to convict or 2/3 of the 23 current?
Still of 24 because always favorable to the accused. So there's already one favorable vote in the 19th Congress sa impeachable officer because that officer cannot vote in favor of the impeachment to comprise 2/3. 16 pa rin.
Okay.
Sir, yung length ng impeachment depende sa mga evidence at sa proceeding. Wala namang certain dapat 3 months tapos na yung
Wala akong balak ilagay na cap, walang cap sa rules, pero gaya ng sabi ko, through judicial affidavits, bagong rule ng Korte Suprema yan sa Rules of Court, and a stricter, longer, more complete pre-trial brief, hindi magtatagal naman siguro ng ganun katagal. Lalo na, continuous trial talaga ito. Day to day, we will conduct the trial.
Monday to Friday, Monday to
Depende na, ulitin ko, sa magiging rules ng Senado. Pero nung kay Corona ba, Monday to ano ba yan?
Thursday.
Parang okay
pahinga
naman.
ng Friday.
Basta hindi na abot ng Sabado at Linggo yan. Kung ang teleserye nga hanggang Biyernes lang, di ba? Huwag na natin paabutin ng Sabado at Linggo.
Sir, yung pre-trial.
O tumatawad ka na ng 4 days. Yung kay Corona. So hindi nalalampas ng teleserye 5 araw sa isang linggo.
Yung pre-trial, mga ilang araw lang yun, sir.
It will only last for a few days. Actually, even 1 day kung nagkakasundo na sila. Given the amount of time involved, itong panahong to, hindi lamang Senado ang dapat na mag-aral, maghanda. Ang dapat sana mag-aral at maghanda rin ay yung magkabilang panig. Let me give notice to both sides. Both the prosecution panel and the defense panel of the defense team of the Vice President. They have sufficient time to prepare and study for this. So, hindi naman siguro katanggap-tanggap, hindi lamang sa amin, sa mata ng publiko, na pagbigyan anumang delay, na hindi sila handa, walang testigo, hindi handa yung ebidensya, dahil itong panahong to dapat ginugugol na nila para gawin at kompletuhin yan.
Pati yung impeachment judge, sir, dapat mag-aral.
Well, kahit naman ako naghahanda, magbabasa uli, ang tagal ko nang hindi nagpa-practice. Matagal-tagal na ako hindi nakakapag-appear din sa husgado. Nagbago na rin yung rules on evidence. Gagamitin ko rin itong panahong to para magbasa muli, to brush up on my rules on evidence, the Supreme Court decisions on the rules on evidence. At nang magampanan na namin yung aming tungkulin na may buong katapatan sa probisyon ng batas.
Okay, Mav, and then may Ann.
Sir, sorry. In case po na senator yung ma-appoint at ma-confirm, do you operate on 23 senators lang? Paano kung
ma-appoint o ma-confirm? What do you mean?
Kunwari po, piliin ni Presidente. At tapos ma-confirm siya ng Kongreso. Oo, sir, ano lang, hypothetical lang.
Layo mo na.
Yes, sir.
Layo mo
Hindi,
na, darling,
kanina, sir, kasi napag-usapan na po yung kapalit.
Layo mo na nga, darling.
Oo. And sir, kapag po kasi kunwari, nagkaroon ng hatol na parang by July, ganyan. So, sir, isang buong Congress na 23 lang kayo, ganun.
The decision to call for a special election is to be decided upon by Congress. Ang pagtatawag ng special election sa anumang bakanting pwesto, congressman o mayor, vice mayor o senador ay desisyon ng Kongreso. Bakit? Kailangan kasi mag-appropriate ng pondo para sa special election na yon. At hindi basta-bastang nagagawa yun. Sa kaugnay naman ng COMELEC, meron silang pondo. There are times, may mga taon na may pondo sila for special elections. Pero may mga taon na wala. So kung may pondo sila to conduct special elections, COMELEC can do it on its own by basing it on a resolution either from the House or the Senate to fill that seat. Pero madalas sa madalas, in practice, hindi po ginagawa dahil may quorum pa naman ang Senado. Hindi naman makakaapekto sa quorum. Marami na rin nabakanteng posisyon sa House sa pamamagitan ng pagpano ng mga mambabatas. Hindi na nagpapatawag ng special election ang Kamara. Bihira magpatawag. So based on the resolution, pwede magpatawag ang COMELEC kung may pondo sila. Kung wala, kailangan talaga ng isang batas para magpatawag ng special election.
Okay. Sir, sorry, may pahabol na
Yes,
tanong lang po yung desk ko. Kanina, sir, yung kung hindi po atin si VP Sara, tapos pinatawag siya dito, pwede siya isubpoena.
Yes.
Should she ignore the subpoena? What happens?
Subpoena is a compulsory process, meaning to say she can be compelled to attend. Like what we do with respect to witnesses in the hearings of the Senate. The Sergeant at Arms, with the assistance and aid of law enforcement officers, may effect the compulsory order for her to appear.
Mag-issue
in
ng warrant
plenary.
of arrest, sir?
But I heard a comment of Vice President Estrada that she welcomes this in order to present her case. So, VP Duterte, sorry. That she welcomes this.
Estrada.
Sinasabi ko?
Estrada.
Sorry. VP. But I heard a comment of VP Sara in connection with the looming impeachment complaint to be filed against her that she would welcome it as an opportunity to present her side of the story vis-a-vis the accusations being hurled against her by members of the House. So I hope that will indeed be her position.
So, kung mag-change yung kanyang stand, hindi nga siya mag-attend kahit may subpoena, possible yung pag-issue ng warrant of arrest.
Merong subpoena lang. Hindi pa naman warrant. Subpoena is enough.
Kung hindi pa rin nga siya mag-attend.
Again, a subpoena is a compulsory process. The Sergeant at Arms and law enforcement officers can enforce a subpoena.
Okay, and then Cecil.
Sir, yung pre-trial ay mangyayari pag na-convene na? O pre-trial
Under our rules kasi, wala pa yon. Kasi wala pa naman noon eh. So, pag sa amendment namin ng rules, nilagay na yon, pwedeng pagpasahan ng 19th Congress na payagan na yon sa ilalim ng 19th Congress. Dahil nga, yung presiding officer, sang-ayon sa aming rules, ay may kapangyarihan to take proper order of the subject matter of impeachment.
I mean, it should happen, yung pre-trial, pag na-convene. So, June 2 onwards pa rin.
Hindi kailangan nga ma-convene eh. Kasi, ang magulo pa siya eh. Kung isipin mo, convene, susumpa, tapos susumpa uli.
Sir, basic to. Ano po bang laman ng pre-trial?
Nakalagay doon, yung mga ebidensya nila, yung bilang ng testigo nila, at nakapaloob doon yung judicial affidavits nila. Kumbaga, halos wala ng direct examination. Dito na napanood nyo sa Corona trial na, so nung petsang to, nasaan ka? Nakalagay na rin yung kwento niya, ipapa-identify na lamang sa kanya yung kanyang judicial affidavit. Ikaw ba talaga gumawa nito? Pirma mo ba to? Lahat ba na nakapaloob dito ay totoo? Cross-examination na diretso. It will abbreviate the proceedings. Mas mabilis ang proceedings. Ngayon, may nakasaad din sa rules of court na yung mga testigo at ebidensya na hindi mo binanggit dyan, hindi mo na pwedeng ipresenta pa. Maliban na lang kung nadiscover mo lamang nitong makalipas ang ilang araw o ilang oras na wala pa, hindi mo pa alam nung ginawa mo yung pre-trial. So, may mga ganon. So, in a way, nalilimitahan niya yung pagpapatagal na maaaring gawin ng magkabilang panig.
Basically, the pre-trial is just a submission of yung nga mga affidavit.
Yes.
Which could happen before the convening.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. If the rules will authorize the presiding officer to issue those, kabilang na yung pagpapasagot kay VP Sara, kabilang na yung pagsasabit ng reply ng mga prosecutors. Lahat ng bagay na ito, hindi pa to trial can be done already under the 19th Congress, lalampas ng konti sa 20th Congress, pero yung trial mismo talaga, magsisimula ng 20th Congress. Except again, kung sa rules ay sabihin na pwedeng mag-receive ng evidence through commissioners. Yung 12 may iiwang, kasi ginagawa na rin ng korte yan ngayon eh. Pwedeng tumanggap na ebidensya ay may iiwang 12. Trial na rin yun in a way. Dahil tumatanggap ka na ng ebidensya through commissioners, quote-unquote eh. Not the whole court. If that will be decided upon by the majority.
Sir, safe pa rin sabihin that impeachment trial, mag-uumpisa ng 19th, itutuloy ng 20th,
Yes.
hahatulan ng 20th.
Yes.
Tama, okay.
Yung paghahatol, pagpapasa, 20th na.
Okay, sir, isa na lang sa akin. Sir, paano po yung mga hindi lawyers na mga magiging senator judge? Dapat bang mag-aral sila? May mas extra effort ba sa kanila dapat?
Oo, dahil yung abogado nga mag-aaral eh. Ako nga mag-aaral eh. So lahat kami dapat mag-aaral. Pero kung susuriin nyo, ilan ba ang abogado din naman ngayon sa 19th Congress? Ako, Senator Pia, Senator Alan, Senator Tol, Senator Coco. There are 5.
So sir, itong impeachment indication na gaano ka-importante ng mga lawyer ang lawmakers.
Hindi naman kailangan abogado kasi nga hindi naman kailangan maging abogado kasi naman kahit nga abogado mag-aaral pa eh. Baka mamaya mas malalim pa yung pag-aaral nila kaysa nung sa abogado na akala niya alam niya na lahat, di ba? So, hindi naman nangangahulugan.
Advise them, sir, na mag-aral itong break na to.
Yes, to start, especially those who will remain until the 20th Congress because they're not up for re-election. Siyempre, yung mga tumatakbo pa lang, asikasuhin na muna nila yung kampanya nila, okay lang yun.
Okay, RG, and then Cecil, and then Jojo.
Sir, as a politician, how will you describe yung political context habang nakabitin tong issue ng impeachment for the next few months? I mean, can you imagine having a campaign with this and then sabi nyo aabot ng 20th? Can you imagine having a SONA, the budget hearings with this looming, hanging over everybody else's heads?
This is a legal constitutional process. Hindi natin dapat to ikatakot o ikabahala. May election man, wala mang eleksyon, may SONA man, wala mang SONA. Ito'y constitutional process na tinalaga ng ating saligang batas para mapayapang maresolbahan anumang hindi natin pagkakaunawaan o para magawa yung gusto nating magawa. Or mahadlangan yung ayaw nating makita mangyari. We should not be afraid of this. If this will be an election issue, then so be it. Hindi ba maganda yun? At least may valid election issue na pwede mo talagang tanungin sa mga kandidato. Na pwedeng pagbasihan ng ating mga botante kung iboboto nga ba nila o hindi. Ang partikular na kongresista o senador. At least yung dalawang pwestong yun man lang. At least it will be in a way issue-based. At hindi nakabase lamang sa personalidad. So we can look at it positively too. In a way, given that this is an issue we are facing in time of during election and campaign season.
So magiging election issue nga ito, sir, kasi after election pa yung start.
I think it will be. And given what I said, that it's the 20th Congress that will actually decide on this, both the prosecution side and the impeachment judge side.
Sino magbe-benefit kung maging election issue ito, sir? The public?
Definitely the public. Sino ba naman ang tatalikod, tatagi at may ayaw sa isang issue-based election kumpara sa isang personality-based election?
So makaka-apekto ito sa magiging voting decision ng...
Ngayon, ang problema lang, siyempre, issue siya, so tatanungin ng mga tao. Kung boboto kita, anong boto mo sa impeachment? Di ba? Sa kabilang banda, kailangan maghunos dili naman din sila. Kasi para pa kami nag-trial, kung may decision na agad sila, hindi pa nga napapakinggan yung ebidensya. So, siguro panawagan ko na rin to dun sa mga tumatakbong senador bilang isa sa 12 maiiwan, hindi bilang tagapangulo ng Senado. Bilang isa sa 12 maiiwan na maghunos dili din naman sila. Ang pinakamaganda siguro pwedeng masabi ay tatayuan nila kung anong tama, nararapat, na ayon sa hustisya, batas at ebidensya. Kung saan man siya ituro nun. Sapat na sigurong kasagutan yun. Kesa, pag ako nanalo, acquit talaga yan. Pag ako nanalo, convict talaga yan. I hope they will avoid those things. But then again, I cannot control the passions of a campaign speech, especially during election time.
Okay, Cecil and then Jojo.
Sir, can we say na under jurisdiction na ngayon ng Senate yung CBP since na-transfer na yung impeachment case?
VP herself, no. The subject of impeachment, yes.
And second, yung physical preparation.
Because the only time a court acquires jurisdiction over the person of a respondent, accused, or defendant is when she files her answer or in a criminal case when she is arraigned. So, on her person, hindi pa.
Anyway, second, sir, yung preparation, comes to robes and other...
At least may mahabang panahon kami, 3 buwan para magpasukat.
Kamukha din nung ginamit po dun sa kay Chief Justice Corona, yung naka-robe and naka-parang gala na gano'n. Purple. May sinasabi ba yan?
Okay lang naman yung robe, wag lang yung isama yung wig.
So talagang robe, sir, yan ang isusuot nyo.
Hindi, pag-uusapan pa rin yan. Ayokong pangunahan. Pero sa palagay ko, saganang akin. Pero ito yung pagbobotohan ng mayoriya. Importante pa rin yung robe, ika nga, para lamang mapaalala sa kada senador na sila'y nakaupo, hindi bilang legislator, kung hindi bilang impeachment judge. If only to constantly remind them while they're there, seated, in the same seat that they usually sit in, that they are there as impeachment court judges, not as ordinary legislators. If only for that. Kung ako tatanungin, mas gusto kong meron.
Nasa rules ba kung ano yung color and others?
Wala. So pagkakaalam ko, wala.
Sir, unfair daw yung walang wig, sabi niyo ba?
Ano?
Unfair na walang wig.
Okay, Jojo.
Sa ibang jurisdiction o bansa kasi may ganon yung mga maestrado eh.
Okay, Jojo.
Yes.
Sa iba na baritin yun na magkakaroon ng pre-trial and then yung mag-i-start ang impeachment trial at 28 Congress na cross-examination ba kagad na yun?
Posible. Ayokong sabihing safe gawin dahil pagpapasyahan pa lamang yan ng mga miyembro ng Senado pagbalik namin ng June 2. Pero yung mga option na to, ipepresenta at ilalahad namin sa mga miyembro para makonsidera at mapagbotohan pagdating ng June 2.
Yung ba isa sa magandang option para mas mapapadali matapos itong impeachment trial?
Ulitin ko, hindi namin to ginagawa para madaliin. Yan ay nakapaloob sa rules of court na suppletorily applicable na kailangan naming ibagay sa proseso ng impeachment na kakaiba sa isang civil, administrative o criminal case kung saan sumasaklaw yung rules of court. So, pagpapasahan yan ng Senado pagbalik namin. Pero lahat ng options na to ipepresent namin sa kanila.
Okay, last 3 questions from Poca.
Uy, ubusin nyo na para hindi na wala ng interview pagkatapos nito.
Thank you, Sally.
Bakasyon na eh.
Sir.
Yes,
Sir,
of course.
good morning.
May bisita pala tayo ngayong umaga.
Medyo marami ko.
Yes.
Sir, you perfectly remember the moment when that envelope was not opened during the impeachment trial of President Estrada.
I was a congressman, yes. I
sir.
remember that. I was not here.
Yeah. I'm sure that you totally want to avoid such a volatile political impasse. But how?
By maintaining the credibility and impartiality of the impeachment court, which is what I'm trying to do beginning today. Again, without fear nor favor, nang walang pinapaboran, nang walang kinikitilang karapatan, gagampan na namin yung aming tungkulin. Pero sa dulo, sang-ayon kasi sa rules on impeachment. Kaya di ba si Senator Pimentel noon ay nagbitiw, kung tama ang pagkakaalala ko. Dahil under the Constitution, ang uupo bilang presiding officer talaga kapag ini-impeach ang presidente ay Chief Justice. Hindi naman talaga, wala namang co-presiding eh. Wala rin namang majority leader ang impeachment court eh. Ginawa lamang nila noon yun eh. Kung talagang korte yan, Chief Justice ang presiding officer sa presidente pag in-impeach. It's the Senate President that presides in relation to other impeachable officers, Vice President down. At ang proseso ay, anumang order initially will be decided upon by the presiding officer. If a member disagrees, he can stand up, question it, or object to it, pagbobotohan ng plenaryo. Yun yung proseso. Masunod man o hindi yung gusto ng nakararami, yun ang desisyon ng korte. Ngayon, pwede rin desisyon na ng presiding officer kung ayaw niyang magpasya. Sasabihin niya, ayokong magpasya dyan, ibabato ko sa plenaryo. Kayo mag-decide. Kung ano man ang maging resulta nun, Yun ang susundin ko bilang presiding officer. Sang-ayon man yan o taliwas sa gusto ng mas nakararami. Yun yung proseso eh. Actually, they had no choice at that time but to follow the majority.
Sir, follow up.
Yes, please.
Sir, the matter of shifting an impeachment case from the 19th to the 20th Congress, we heard your position,
Yes.
but can that be questioned and clarified with, for example, the Supreme Court?
Of course, they can do that. Pero unahan ko na rin, kung gagawin man nila yan, maliban na lamang kung may temporary restraining order na i-issue ang Korte Suprema kaugnay nito sa transition na ito, magpapatuloy ang trabaho namin, 19th o 20th Congressman yan, at hindi pwedeng gamiting rason dahilan o palusot yan ninuman, prosecution man o respondent na may nakabingbing kaso, basta't walang temporary restraining order. Yun lamang ang pipigil sa Kongreso na magpatuloy sa proseso ng impeachment.
Okay,
Pero karapatan po nila yun.
Okay, last
Pero
question.
sagutin ko rin siguro, pero para sa akin, so may 1-year ban, gagawin uli, lalong tatagal, lalo tayong maghaharap sa iba't iba. Hindi ba gusto na magkabilang panig? Kabilang na impeachment judges, ha? Hindi ba natin gustong lahat na matapos ito? One way or the other. And I think it's in everybody's interest.
Teka, last 2 question na lang tayo.
Hindi, okay lang.
Sige.
Okay lang, basta
Go
wala
ahead.
ng interview pagkatapos ito. Para
Okay.
makasal na.
Okay, go ahead.
SP, good morning. Michael Flores po sa Reuters. Maray Nagatabi.
Siringman.
Sir, you mentioned that as Senate President, you have the power to set the agenda for during plenary, and it was asked earlier that and you mentioned that it's possible na you can convene as an impeachment court should the President authorize a special session over another matter. So, as Senate President, will you include that in the agenda should the President decide to hold a special session?
If the Secretariat is ready, yes, it will be included in the agenda, but it's not my sole decision. It will be voted upon by plenary. You're not usually with us on a daily basis, except for today, perhaps because of the impeachment complaint. Everything we do, although it's not being objected to, it seems like it's an order being issued by me. Everything we do is subject to the vote of the majority. So kung wala nag-object, ibig sabihin, bumoto silang lahat pabor doon. If someone objects, then we have to put it to a vote. But these things are decided upon by plenary, not by the presiding officer alone.
Sir, may patanong, yung daw bang verdict ng impeachment court can still be appealed sa Korte Suprema?
As far as I know, no.
Final na yun, sir.
It has been tried, I think. I forget the ruling. For having committed grave abuse of discretion or something, but I think the Supreme Court dismissed it. Again, if my recollection serves me right. But I'm not sure.
Okay, from Bloomberg.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, thank you. Senator, I have a non-impeachment related question. About
one of the laws we passed?
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Finally.
It's a bill that you authored, I believe, about that bill on
mining.
Yeah, exactly, prohibiting
Mining.
What's the status of that, sir, and has it reached the BICAM?
I think we passed it on third reading, but the period is 10 years. Not 5.
Ba't nakalagay dun?
5 ba o 10? Alam ko 10.
5.
5 ba?
Yung effectivity after 5 years pa.
5 ba?
5 ba nakalagay?
Hindi ba in-amend na 10? Pakicheck
5
na lang.
years nakalagay.
Sa bill o sa in-approve namin?
Oo.
Pakicheck.
Yung effectivity ng ban, parang 5 years after.
5 o 10? Hindi ko na malala eh. Ano bang...
Pero doon sa nakita namin, PR. Ka 5 din nakita namin, sir. Pero, sir,
But the reason for that mining ban is this. Again, why reinvent the wheel if it has been reinvented? We're looking at Indonesia. Ginawa ng Indonesia, nag-impose ng mining ban within a certain period. Now they have several processing plants. 4, I believe. The Philippines is one of the richest mineral-rich country in the world. We are 3rd or 4th mineral-rich country in the world. So mineral-wise, The Philippines is actually a rich country pretending to be poor. The problem is, which is why I filed a resolution to investigate it during the recess, yung mga exploration permit at MPSA na ini-issue, ang daming hindi ginagamit at tumatakbo. Ewan ko sa DNR kung bakit hindi nila nire-revoke. Non-use is a valid ground for revocation. Hinahawakan lang to ng kung sino-sinong nung nakapwesto ay kinuha lahat para lamang ibenta, wala naman silang puhunan para talaga i-explore. Again, we're a mineral-rich country pretending to be poor. If this is done, I believe this will be a game changer for our country. If we will have processing finally here in our country. For those who are concerned na 5 years is too short, then convince us and ask for 7, 8, 10. But don't tell me we don't need this. Don't tell me you don't want this for your country. Don't tell me you don't want this for the Filipino. Bili mo yung iron ore, yung copper, yung nickel dito minimina, tapos dadalhin sa China, sa ibang bansa, ipoprocess, tapos bibili natin ng mas mahal dahil yung value added ginawa doon, galing dito yun. Di ba? Maawa na tayo sa bansa natin. Sa dami ng batas na pinasa natin para sa mga negosyante, pasa naman tayo ng isa kahit pa paano. The entire fiscal mining bill favors mining companies to make it easier for them, more attractive for them. Ito naman yung sukle. Makapagbigay ng trabaho sa Pilipino, value added at buwis dito, kesa galing na lamang sa ibang bansa palagi, yung finished product o value added product.
Okay, follow up.
Yeah, so 5 years, Senator. So the BICAM will likely be held in June na po, no?
Actually, I'm hoping it will be done during the break.
During the break.
Para pag-resume namin, ma-ratify namin.
And the
Nakalimutan ko pala yun sa mga bill na binanggit ko.
Oo nga.
And
Ikaw pa naman nag-sponsor.
And the mining companies will have a chance to maybe make an argument, no, to extend it.
Of course, I've heard their arguments actually.
Okay.
I've talked to most of them already because they sent position papers already. But again, I will also appeal, if they want to appeal this, I want to appeal to them too. Don't talk to me about removing that provision. Touring naman yun eh. Talk to me about hindi kaya ng 5, pwede ba 7? Hindi kaya ng 7, pwede ba 8, 10? But don't tell me we don't need this. Don't tell me that we should not do this. Because that is clearly wrong and un-Filipino.
So sir, once implemented, by estimate, magkano yung additional income at additional job opportunities ang mabibigyan nito?
Wala, kasi wala tayong malaking steel plant dito. Sinasabi nila palagi may problema sa kuryente. Noon yun. Former President Marcos, Ferdinand Marcos Sr., believed that no country without a steel industry will ever industrialize. And if you look at every other country in the world, except for Singapore perhaps, given the limited territory they have, we need to have our own steel industry. Ang typical na sinasabi nila, mataas daw ang presyo ng kuryente rito. Darling, kaya mo yun. Kaya mong iyan yun.
Okay.
Nawala
tuloy. Sorry.
Mataas yung presyo ng kuryente, pero hindi naman with solar, with renewable, these issues can be addressed. So I hope, again, I'm hopeful because this is clear there is no vested interest behind this proposal. The only interest behind this proposal is the best interest of the Filipino people and the nation for us to develop finally as a country.
Okay.
Sir,
Yes, ma'am.
Buena Bernal of CNA, Channel News Asia. Can we get an English soundbite on... So the elections were gathered.
Yes, please.
These signatures at the House were gathered pre-election, where, as you know, political influence is high because of the carrots that could be there. Now, unwittingly or otherwise, the Senate, you say post-elections would be the impeachment trial court, but now, because that's a constitutional process, and there are quarters who say that this is political vendetta. Can you talk about the Senate, this body where you are a leader, being a political tool to affirm what experts have described as a core problem in Philippine politics, which is personality politics?
It cuts both ways. I will try to English as best as I can. It cuts both ways, remember. You referred to carrot politics, but given that it's election time, those who signed may have been blinded by that. I'm not saying that they were. But what about those who did not sign? Weren't they motivated by politics as well? It is a political process. So it's unfair to accuse only those who signed of politics and not those who did not sign. They were both engaged. In politics. And as I said earlier too, given that we're only translating what I said earlier in Filipino, remember? And as I said earlier too, I think it's an opportunity, given that it's election time and campaign season leading to the 2025 elections, that we actually have a chance of this being an issue-based election, at least insofar as members of the House and members of the Senate are concerned, with the admonition on the part of the members of the Senate for them not to be too partisan with respect to saying what their judgment will be should they win and become an impeachment judge. I hope this will be asked by voters in debates, what their position is or will be, and let that be the basis of the judgment of our people, whether or not to vote for them in the coming elections.
In relation to a bill passed in this body, can you talk about the importance of creating a defense economy, a local defense economy in the Philippines, especially given the situation in the West Philippines?
You're talking of SPEDEZA?
Yes.
Given the situation in the West Philippine Sea and given our dependence on our allies for our own defense, I think this is the first step towards being self-sufficient with respect to being able to defend ourselves instead of simply borrowing missile systems from other countries. Perhaps we can also start doing our own R&D for ourselves, uniquely applicable to our situation, given that we're the only archipelago, as I understand, in the world. Add to that the fact that it will provide jobs and hopefully export opportunities to other countries of whatever may be produced within the Philippines.
Okay, last question.
Japanese
Yes,
Kyodo
please.
News, Sasaki.
Sa ilong lang.
Nosebleed. Okay, go ahead.
I wish to ask you about the proposal of plebiscite in Sulu. The adjournment of Senate means that you think you don't need to make an urgent decision of the potential plebiscite before the BAM election in October.
Sir, I have a problem with that bill, actually. Why? The main reason why Sulu was excluded from BARM to begin with is a Supreme Court decision that said, you've asked Sulu so many times already, and it was only until they said yes that you stopped asking. That's why Sulu was removed from BARM. And here we are asking them again? Didn't we read the Supreme Court decision? And what is the impact, if at all, of the Supreme Court decision on this new law again that we're passing? So it might be begging the question, given the Supreme Court decision already. So we need to study it further, whether or not the Supreme Court decision actually bars us from asking them again, which we have done 4 or 5 times already, which is one of the main reasons for excluding. Remember, the Supreme Court said, among others, you've asked them several times whether or not to join, but you didn't ask anyone who already joined if they want to leave. That's unfair. That's wrong. So the counterpart measure of this would be, we can ask Sulu again, but will we ask the others if they can leave? These things should be studied at the risk of passing an unconstitutional law once again.
Okay, another question from Pokat.
Pam po from AFP. Sir, just to clarify, you've mentioned po na pag-uusapan ang rules during the recess. So tatanong ko lang po kung meron bang specific timeline on that?
None. The deadline would be on June 2 and we resume. What we will be doing essentially is I will be instructing the Senate Secretary, Senate Legal, in consultation with some experts in the legal field that we might get as outsourced resource persons to draft amended rules, updating it with respect to the rules of court, and answering some of the gaps discovered during the Corona trial. Most of the officials at that time are still here. And make the corresponding recommendations during the recess, send them to the members of the 19th Congress so they can study it, evaluate it, refer it to their own consultants so that we can act on it and vote upon it when we resume.
Okay, last question from JV.
Isa lang po.
Yes, sir.
Okay po. Ayun, given the marami pa tayong kailangang ihabol na bills, sapat na
Actually,
po ba?
konti na lang, mga 7.
Konti na lang. So are you
Mga 7.
Okay, sorry po. So are you confident na from June 2 to 13 may papasa natin, ma-ratify natin, or gusto nyo sana magkaroon ng special session?
I am hopeful we can do it within the 6 session days. Why? Even if it has not yet been approved on second reading. No. Even if it has not yet been reported out in committee. If they do that during the recess, we can report it out on Monday. Remember, we have 6 session days. We can report it out on the first day, sponsor it on the first day or on the second day, subject it to interpellations for 3 days. No, I'm sorry. For 1 day, approve it on second reading, and with a 3-day notice, approve it on third reading. If we extend sessions on a Thursday, we can do more. If the President certifies it as urgent, then we can dispense with the 3 days. So I am very hopeful that yes, we can. With the assistance of the executive, if it is a priority measure, we can abbreviate the process and pass certain other bills that haven't even been sponsored on the floor in the 6 remaining session days that we have, while at the same time acting on the rules on impeachment.
Okay, sir, pahabol na lang. According to Senator Amy Marcos, ayaw niya ng impeachment, ayaw niya ng destabilization, ayaw niya ng gulo sa ating bansa. Ang reason, ang dami na daw problema, mataas ang presyo ng bilihin, naghihirap ang mga Pinoy. So, impeachment ba at destabilization ang solusyon? Nakakahiya, bagkus daw na harapin ang dumaraming tunay na problema ng bansa. May basis po ba yung kanya?
I respect her decision, especially given that she's a re-electionist that should be focusing on sharing with our people her position on these issues, which is exactly doing. However, it is now a reality and a fact, whether we like it or else. Nasa amin na yun. At meron kaming trabaho at constitutional duty na gampanan nito. Ang panawagan ko at ang sisikapin kong gawin, gaya ng sabi ko, tiyakin na ito yung magiging patas, parehas, na ayon sa batas, walang kinikilingan at walang pinapaboran. Higit sa resulta, ang importante ay kapanipaniwala at may kredibilidad ang proseso. Iyon ang aming tututukan at bibigyan ng pansin.
Pero yung gano'ng statement, hindi makaka-apekto sa kanyang pagiging impartial or fair as impeachment judge.
Again, she was talking of the impeachment process. Not, again, okay lang naman sabihin, bakit ba? Sana wag na lang. Karapatan na yun.
Okay.
Wala naman siyang binanggit o sinabi kaugnay sa boboto sa pabor o kontra. Doon sa nasasakdal.
Okay, on that note, thank you so much, Senate President Jesus Cadero. No more.
Wala na akong sasagutin.
Uy, picture taking title first.
Sa haba naman ito, Diyos ko, okay na yun?
Oo nga, sir.
IG.
So, ayun guys, ano yung masasabi nyo about sa pinagtatapik nila ngayon? I-comment nyo na dito sa baba. At abangan nyo yung ating mga iba pang mga video na re-reaction, ano? So, hindi pa tayo masyadong nakapag-edit ng maayos ngayon. So, abangan nyo sa mga susunod. Maraming salamat. At subscribe nyo kung nagustuhan nyo. Bye.